So let me tell you a story about how I crashed my Aos Ul7. Here goes. So here it is. Here is my Aos Ul7. Looking a little worse than normal. The front arms are broken. The back arms have survived. But the motor plate on this one is broke. Motor plate on this one is broke. I think it's cracked on this one too. The top plate have also cracked here, where the SMA fits onto, and underneath was minimal damage, just a little scuff here and there. So how did this happen? Well, when I was taking off, I took off, I went up 50 feet, I went across, not far from myself, and I lost all power to 4 motors. The drone gradually came down and tumbled. So it tumbled over, and then luckily it landed like that as it came down, but it landed on concrete. Well, I say landed, crashed. So you can see that, you know, the damage done to the frame is quite substantial, but you know, this frame is not really designed to be smashed into concrete. Nothing taken away from the frame, it's great. It's one of my favorite 7-inch frames, to be honest. I like the plate on the top. There's plenty of room for your batteries, and there's stacks of rooms for your electronics inside as well. But you know, you're sacrificing as well with durability with this frame. If that doesn't matter to you, then you know, this frame is great, but every time you crash, at least you're going to break something with this frame, especially carrying a big large battery as well. You know, you're carrying a lot of weight, something's definitely going to break when it goes in. Hopefully it doesn't, but you know, things happen. This is FPV after all, so you know, you're going to get highs and lows and crashes, and it's just the way it is with this hobby. But yeah, I'm a bit gutted, but I have a new frame. I'm going to show you that. Done by here. So the new frame I have here is exactly the same, but it's the Evo version. It just came the other day, so hopefully I have that rebuilt soon. The only differences I can see with the Evo version and the other version I have there is that the camera plates at the front have some sort of rubber on them to sandwich the camera in between them. But other than that, I can't really see any differences, to be honest. It's basically the same. The standoffs as well, they're textured on this one, where my other one, they're like a smooth finish. Yeah, so looks like I'll be rebuilding another one. But this time I'm going to change the speed controller. I'm going to take any risks with that speed controller. I don't know what the problem is with it. I have another theory that before I flew, I had the speedybee app open on my phone checking for satellites, and I'm positive that I closed the app before I took off and the drone rebooted itself. But my theory is that when I flew away, if I was still connected to the app and it got out of the range for the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth, the drone would reboot itself, and I think that could have been the cause of it. I'm not 100%, but either that was just a faulty speed controller that needs replacing. But yeah, take no risks, change the speed controller. So yeah, I'm gonna take you along again on rebuilding this Aos Ul7. Hope you enjoy. Cheers. So here it is. Here is my Aos Ul7 all built up yet again. The only difference is with this one, the old one I had was the normal Aos Ul7. This one is the Evo edition. Like I said earlier, the only differences I've seen from building this was the camera plate at the front. They got 2 foam wedges each side, and they give you like round discs, carbon discs as spacers for whatever camera you got. We got aluminium standoffs at the top and bottom, and originally I had a 3D print which holded my Immortal T antenna at the bottom, but this time I've just zip tied it straight onto the aluminium post instead of having a 3D print. I don't think there's much room for the 3D print at the front. But yeah, it's a clean install. Other than that, nothing's really changed, to be honest. It's a new frame, obviously, new speed controller as well. I've yet to test fly it, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna have any issues, but I like to think that the issues have gone, but you never know. It could be something else, but hopefully not. I don't fancy rebuilding another one of these frames. It can be a bit of a pain, but once it's together, it's such a good frame. It is really nice to fly. But if you're looking for something to throw around, this isn't it. But if you're looking for a very cinematic drone, orientated around cinematic flying altogether, then this is it. This is the drone you want. But yeah, it's all done. The props I'm running on, they are HQ 7x3x5, I believe. Yeah, 3.5 instead, because originally I was using the 7x5. Yeah, but I think these are a much more cinematic prop, to be honest, and there's literally no vibrations in this prop at all. It's very smooth compared to the 7x5, and overall I think it's a more efficient prop for this setup. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you can take something away from it. See you next time. Cheers.